song number 4. Nice little build up front. Appreciate the bass staying in and matching the guitar there. I'm betting the guitar parts were probably written by Steve. Maybe I'm wrong, you tell me. Kind of a jazzy little drum beat. Maybe. I like it. It's not standard. They must not do this live often. I love the Maiden gallop. Bass lick taking the lead there. Good vocal harmonies. Very reminiscent of the time it was recorded in, for sure. Okay, change. Interesting guitars, man. I feel like the guitars here, they're just a little choked, and I don't know if that's reminiscent of the time or the gear they were using, but it definitely feels like the gain, volume, a little bit of combination of everything on the amps is kind of held back, like it's not allowed to be as nasty and distorted as and loud as it really can be. So far, great though. I like the atmosphere that all three of them are making. It's probably part of the recording process, considering when this was recorded, but you can just kind of hear a lot of air in the room. I don't know if that's air coming from the microphones or the tape delay or whatever may be happening there from an older recording perspective. But I mean, again, 13 days to record it, and the producer took off on you. That's good shit right here. Don't you stray. So who can tell me who played that solo? I know Dennis was in the band at this point in time. It's my understanding it was Dennis's only album. We've talked about some of those creative differences. I'll probably bring them up again. So was that Dave? Was that Dennis? I'm sure there's probably more solos coming if I know anything about Maiden, and this only being halfway through the song. But let me know once the song's over and you guys are talking in the comments. Do you guys know who played what solos? I'm sure that's easily found. Some of you guys probably already have that in your memory bank. So just curious who did the chunk of the solos on this. build. More aggressive. Another change up. Listen to the two different tones of the guitars. I think they're both playing the same thing. I may be wrong. This is kind of first time hitting my ears here, but the tone of both of these guitars is, you know, one has probably got mid sucked out of it, the other one's probably full of it. It's just the way that they use the two layers to make almost one guitar sound. Sometimes that's how you don't get distracted by what they do. They do a lot of this multiple guitar playing where you've got a lead section that kind of sticks out a little bit, but what's playing underneath it isn't just a typical easy rhythm. It's usually got some complexity to it and a picking pattern of some sort, but it works so well that they kind of mesh together, and they're really good at doing that. This time they're doing it with tone of guitar. Again, there may be a slight difference in what they're playing, but it's pretty damn similar from what I can hear first time out. And it's just two different tones that make it sound dramatically more interesting. I'm going to take a guess here at that lead section. There was two lead parts in typical Maiden fashion. They seemed like they alternated. One guy did the first part, another player does the second part. If I'm guessing, I feel like Dave did the first part of that solo and Dennis did the second part. It might have both been Dave. I really don't know. But that's just me guessing kind of after hearing some of this older stuff a little bit here. I'm trying to play that guessing game now to see if I'm figuring stuff out. Maybe it was just all Dave. I don't know. You'll let me know, I'm sure. Little things. It just adds so much sound to it. Back to it. A little more action on that guitar part. I feel like they've done something to make the song drive a little bit. I'm not going to go back and listen to it now, but I feel like that Earlier in the song when we had that part, I felt like it was a little bit more of a dun 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 versus they just throw a little speed on it, adds a little bit more to the right hand. I might be wrong, but I'm not going to go back and listen to it, but I feel like I remember it being just slightly different and this having just a little bit more energy to it because there's just more picking going on. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll check it after the video. Those are some late 70s harmonies there. Is that it? That's it, I think. We're just letting it play out in case there's some sort of secret ending or something like that. I don't think there is, but... There was. That what? Okay, I'm going to listen to it again. What's he say there? I noticed there was just this much time left on the video, so that's why I kind of played it out. It seemed like it was just going to kind of be done. I joked about this ending, but there it is. It's like a modern movie with a secret ending. So let's hear it again. What's he say there? Something like talk to me. I can't tell what he says after that. So tell me in the comments what that is. Is that an original part? Was that added in the remaster? Or did somebody... I mean, this is Iron Maiden's official channel, so I wouldn't imagine that somebody dicked around with their video at the end. But that was fun. Phantom of the Opera. I don't know, most of my Maiden journey at this point in time in life, really, as you know, at this point, consists of top 25 to top 30 greatest hits. Most of them I've seen have been live. That's how I've digested most of Iron Maiden at this point in time, and most of it, actually I think all of it, has damn near been Bruce Dickinson to this point in time. So I don't recall hearing this one live. Otherwise, I feel like I'd be a lot more familiar with it. Constant changes, nice little almost, I may be wrong about some of these things, so don't slay me, but I felt like it was a little bit of a jazzy kind of drum beat in the beginning, kind of came in. It was definitely more interesting than just your standard 4/4 time drum beat. Very, very good complexity within the guitars. I liked how they were able and weren't unwilling to, do some things in studio that they might not have been able to pull off live at that point in time. There was some 4-part guitar parts where you had a rhythm guitar in the background and then 2 almost lead parts harmonizing with each other while also having Steve in the background. That took a lot to do back in 1979. You didn't have Pro Tools or, any of the other modern day engineering methods that we have now. And the reality is I think they knew they could pull it off live regardless of how many guitars they had, because this is a band that's not afraid to let the bass alone carry the rhythm. I believe a lot of the songwriting is done by Steve. I know you guys will share with me what you think about this song and any little tidbits that I may have missed here. If I got something wrong, feel free to correct me nicely, please. I am learning at this point in time, regardless of the fact that I've got Maiden merch and I've been to a live show. I'm a fan, man. I am a fan, but this is old school stuff. We're going back all the way through time and catching it all the way back in. So enjoy the journey. We've got a lot more Maiden songs to do. Help me out too. One of the previous commenters mentioned that there was a song that wasn't on the first album but was released in between. I think it was something. I'm not even going to say the name. I'll go back to it. But there was a song that was, I guess, a single that was released in between album 1 and album 2, maybe, that I wouldn't have had on my list. So if there's some hidden songs that aren't part of the normal Iron Maiden discography, my understanding is there's 187 songs in the discography. I don't know if that's just released discs, full albums, lives combined, all that stuff. We're going to find out as we continue to go through this. But if you think there's a couple that it's like, oh, he's going to miss this one, he doesn't realize that this one exists because it doesn't really show up anywhere, please let me know that, because I'd like to go find those. I don't want to miss them. I want to experience them, especially the ones that aren't very well known, that might be those hidden B tracks or the single that got released between albums. Those are the ones that the true fans are going to know, and I want to be a true fan, so let me in so I can do those reactions for us as well. More to come on this. This was Phantom of the Opera. I'm just an old school metalhead, always have been and always will be. If you're not and you came over from one of my other videos, this seemed pretty cool to you. It is. Go check out more of this. Modern, old, doesn't matter what you do. I've got a whole playlist for Iron Maiden. By the end of this, you'll be able to watch watch me react to every single song they've ever done. So go check it out if you're not a metalhead or you're not a Maiden fan. Go do it, go do it, go do it. For those of you who are in that Iron Maiden family already, once again, I thank you for joining me.